Thank you so much for joining. We have Bernadette here. Bernadette, how are you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Thank you so much for being here. I am really determined about making the John Keys Club happen, even when it's just one person. I think for religious people, they say, when two or more gather in my name, or when, with salespeople or public speaking people, you only need an audience of one. So I just want to acknowledge you for taking the time and being here. It's always so meaningful for me to spend this precious time with you. Um, I will just give you an update. Like I said earlier, I'm just some incident happened where I need to take some responsibility, and I'm feeling that I'm experiencing the cost of shame. Sometimes, you make mistakes, and I made a mistake that I need to handle, and it's a whole thing involving HR and taking responsibility. So I am noticing that I'm not fully present. With Brené Brown and her science of shame, vulnerability. I think right now I am feeling very much out of my element, out of not really centered. So I'm here to remind myself that mistakes happen, and they happen to the best of people. And
Yeah,
my intentions were really pure and good. It's difficult to navigate some situations in which you try to please everyone. It just and this was a 1 second wrong calculation kind of incident that I'm now rehashing in my brain hundreds of times. So I think this is a good lesson as to me choosing to give myself the same love that I give my daughter when she errs, when she makes a mistake, or to give my best friends when they make mistakes. I'm like, okay, you made a mistake. So I think I need to tap, like I think I need to do some EFT, I think I need to do some deep breathing, but just even talking about it is already helpful. And thank you so much for holding space for this.
of course. Something that it's been hard for me to learn. I've pretty much grown up with abuse my entire life. It was first my mom, then my ex-husband, and my two sisters. And so something that I'm just recently learning is that whether we make mistakes that are small or major boneheaded moves or even a deliberate choice that we make that we later realize, oh my gosh, that was so wrong. No matter what level we're at, we have to learn to give ourselves grace as well as other people when it happens to them, because we are human and to err is truly human. So I think that's the hardest part, especially when you hold yourself to a higher standard like I do. Mistakes are hard to get over and to give yourself grace.
Thank you for saying that. And I think you are lucky in some weird, unfortunate way to have gone through all of this abuse, because I think it turned you into this incredibly empathetic, personable, caring person.
I learned it mostly from my daddy. We're still going through the stalking right now. I'm trying not to cry, but um, so, something popped up with that, something popped up with my son and his PTSD today, and I'm going on mama bear mode and having to hold myself back. Getting ready to give someone a good country, old-fashioned attitude adjustment. But my son asked me to just let him talk with the person first. And I said, okay, but, and pardon the language, I don't usually swear, but I said, okay, but you let him know that my ass is going to be there tomorrow, giving them what for if they don't straighten up. And so, I mean, I told Destiny I have three speeds: diplomatic, polite, bend over backwards, nice. Little bit irritated, will speak more firmly, hell on wheels. And I have skipped those first two steps today and I went straight to hell on wheels. So
Well, thank you for being a mama bear. I think your son is lucky to have that. It sounds like you did not have a mama bear. Um,
I didn't. My daddy was one half step down from the man upstairs, but in fact, he supported me in so many things. Uh, when I first started writing it as a teenager, I think he found some of my books and they weren't exactly G-rated because at one point I found that he had left some pamphlets around that were educational, to, if that gets the point across. And I think he did that so that I would find them without having to ask the uncomfortable questions or so that he wouldn't have to have the uncomfortable conversations. But, you know, I miss him something awful. But there are some times when I can hear him saying, cool down, just
Cool
cool
down.
down, take a breath, think it through. So, it's you and I both know we, in different ways, we both have lived on the fringes of marginalized society. Mine, I mean, we don't agree, with everything, but we respect each other and we don't have to agree or even respect the other person's beliefs in order to respect them. And I consider you a good friend. Um, so my marginalized section is being disabled, being a single mom, being a victim and survivor. And so people don't realize that those are very marginalized still. And, people, but you look okay. I just
Yeah.
want to pop them in the nose.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. Yeah, I think people just we were used to external physical
Hmm.
disabilities and zero understanding of
Yeah.
trauma, of mental disabilities, of other disabilities that are not extremely visible. And I think it's agony have to communicate that and to communicate with a deaf world.
Yeah. I kind of liken it to the Tower of Babel. It's like I feel like that whole Tower of Babel incident in history was God saying, okay, you know what? You people think you know too much. I'm going to scatter you. I'm going to spread you apart. You've got to learn to come back together.
Wow.
And I really feel like that's what it was all about. And so I remind myself of that a lot whenever I'm ready to thump somebody for being an idiot and and being hateful. And so I teach my kids, you don't have to agree with someone. You don't have to accept their beliefs. You don't even have to promote their beliefs,
Yeah.
but you do have to be kind.
Yeah. I love that. Oh, I
And
love
my daughter, she's kind of not talking to me right now because I told her, well, sorry, you created this. You need to get yourself out of it. I'm here for you, but you know, I don't know what else to do for you. She's
yeah,
24, if that tells you
yeah.
anything.
You have to cut the enabling and the codependent.
Hmm.
You have to cut it.
Yeah.
That's the most loving thing that you can do with an adult child. That's the
I
most loving.
half expect her to try to move back in with us, and there will be some major ground rules if it happens, but I half expect that because I don't think her fiance is going to put up with it.
Oh.
Yeah, and I'm kind of hoping he puts the kibosh on
Yes, someone
it.
needs to put the boundaries, right? It
Yeah,
will, it will help her to grow.
yeah. He's
Yeah.
a good kid. He's got problems too. He's on the spectrum and all this, and he takes way too much of her crap, and I've told him so. That, I love her and I
Mhm.
love you, but you know what? You put up with too much of her crap. You need to bring the hammer down and say, look.
Mm.
But don't ever lay a hand on her or mama's gonna take care of
I love that. I love
it.
I love that. I really love your clarity and the boundaries. And
Yeah.
yeah, and it looks like you've learned it. You've earned it. You've
It's
earned.
it's hard. It's hard, but you know, I've learned so much since leaving my husband. I've learned so much. And at one point, I won't say my exact words. I don't usually swear or anything. And I don't normally give threats, but I did. And it started out with, I'm not the same woman you pushed around, and here's what I'll do if you don't leave off now.
Whoa, whoa.
So, it was hard and it shocked him so much. That's probably the only reason I got away with it without getting a beat down. But he at that point, I think he would have given as bad as he got in return. So I just had enough. Have you seen the movie Enough? Watch it. It's good. It's Jennifer Lopez, I think. But it's about a woman who suffers abuse and then fights back. It actually
I'm,
kind of inspired me.
yeah, I'm impressed. This is the power of art. So I
Yeah.
thought of like recommending you or asking you what you thought about a specific movie, but then I thought that it would be triggering. How did you
Yeah.
survive watching enough?
It was very hard. I actually first saw it before I left my husband, and I was still in the phase leaving, coming back. I was a statistic. I would leave and come back, leave and come back. And then finally, I was actually laid up after being in the ICU after he tried to kill me. And I realized I couldn't leave my kids with this man if he ever did kill me. Sorry. And
No, this
while I was laid up, I saw it. And literally the next day, he grabbed hold of my daughter and threatened her in a way that was, I mean, the second I saw him grab her, let's put this way, I had been on death's doorstep fighting for my life. I came up out of that bed, got between them, the shock in his eyes, and as she saw me do that, and then she stood up and said, do this again, and I'm calling the police. He told her, you haven't seen anything yet, sweetheart. And I said, that's it. And so I called one of my friends. They came over and got the kids, and I laid down the law. And I said, here's the thing, either you're leaving right now or I'm leaving right now. If you want the van, it better be you. And when we're not on recording, sometime I'll tell you exactly what I told him. But he looked at me and said, you know what? I believe you. I said, good. And that was February 18th of 2017. And other than the stalking, we haven't seen him since.
Wow.
And
So proud of you.
I,
So
gosh,
proud of you.
my doctor told me I shouldn't even be alive today, much less doing anything like this or going to school or trying to get a job. And I basically did a hold my beer and watch this moment. And I've only been in the hospital a few times since from my chronic condition, but usually it's from doing something stupid. Um, but you know, so yeah, it's been rough, and today has been rough. I've got to find a job, but
You will. You
nope,
will.
nobody wants me. I've been told repeatedly I'm overqualified, and I'm like, okay, I saw the job post, I applied for the job, give me the dang job.
Yeah.
But yeah,
You keep applying. It's a numbers game.
been looking since last November.
It's okay. You keep looking. It's a numbers game. You keep looking. Don't give up. Um, Actually, this might be interesting for you just because there is getting a job and there is also, being a freelancer or, earning independently. And
Yeah.
I shared in the other group about what I've been learning about TikTok. Would you be interested in hearing some?
I'm not a big TikTok fan.
Yeah,
Um,
me neither.
yeah, but at the same time, I can't say that I really know enough about it to give an answer.
Mm.
I've tried the freelance thing, haven't had very good luck at it. I can't afford my own website because I can't afford to pay for one. And I want an email address that isn't just Gmail, but it's professional looking. Can't afford that either.
Yeah,
So I'm kind of stuck in the middle of a rock and a hard place.
yeah. But there is a way out. There is a way out. You have to
I
believe.
hope so. I
Have
could
to.
marry rich.
No, no. You are becoming rich. You can first become rich and then you can marry rich, but you're becoming rich because we want you to have the money. Yeah, I want to share with you just a couple of minutes about what I've been finding out about TikTok, okay?
Okay.
I have had an aversion to TikTok from the very beginning. It was the epitome of social media at its worst.
Yeah.
How much worser can it get to take, YouTube, to make it vertical, to have all of these people dancing? Dancing I like, but it looks to me like a kind of exposing and spying on one another, and this kind of like jealousy mindset, making you envious of other people's lives and making you uncomfortable about your body, about your weight, about the way you look, about your height, about the way you move. It's like, no, no, no. So when I heard years ago from my friend who told me this is a best-selling author who who has a TV series adaptation of their work. So this is just to tell you the level of this person's knowledge. And this person told me, yeah, well, you know, TikTok is the place. And that person did not have a TikTok account, but said to me, TikTok is the place. There is something called Book Talk, the book community in TikTok. And it's like, this is how best-selling authors are competing against me. That's what this author told me. And I was like, well, I'm not going to do. So that was years ago, and in a way, I honestly am regretting not listening to this author. Now there is a window of opportunity that I'm seeing that is opening up in the form of TikTok Shop. It's relatively new. I'm seeing that some mediocre authors, writers without many reviews, writers without many books, without much experience, are making good money there and changing people's lives there. And that makes me want to lean in and to say, okay, I'm willing to join the party. And to join the party, you need to do a lot of homework. You need to learn the platform. You need to have an X amount of followers to just apply for a TikTok shop, to apply for an affiliate, to apply for everything is a process and everything you have to learn. And I'm 40, it doesn't come supernaturally for me to learn new skills. But what I'm proud of is having taken the time over the past few days to study the market, study TikTok shop, study the different things that are selling, study the pricing, study the shipping, the fulfillment. It's a whole new opera than the one I've been used to with Amazon and Ingram, Barnes and Nobles, Apple Books. I've been fairly knowledgeable in this realm, but this is a whole new opera, and I'm learning it. And I want to encourage you to um, be willing to learn and to experiment and to grow because whenever I have not done that, I've paid the price. I've paid the price in missed fortunes and in missed opportunities and in missed ability to touch and move others. So right now I'm really diving deep into it, and I really want to encourage you to do the same.
As much, I mean, I've got to be honest with you, I'm already spreading myself very thin.
I agree.
Um, and I mean, I spend most days working on the KSM group and
Yeah.
trying to work in edits and stuff from and working on my books and being a mom. Um, I just I already go from morning until late at night and school, all that. So I don't know that I have any more time for learning anything new right now.
And no, I hear you. I hear you. I hear you out completely. And you need
Yeah,
to navigate your life.
yeah,
All I want to say is that there are opportunities out there. There are opportunities out there, and there are people who are not much smarter than you or me, who are making good money, are able to support themselves and their families, and have a lot of free time. And that is something that I'm leaning into. I want to
yeah.
share with you that I've been learning what kind of books have market demand. And there is specifically a missing niche in the marketplace that I'm seeing that there is a demand and the supply isn't there. And right now, I've been dedicating the last few days to doing a lot of research and writing, and I'm hoping to do a rapid release of a book in this niche. Um, and yeah, I want to encourage myself to not lose steam and to keep up, even if it's scary, even if I don't know what I'm doing, even if it's like, oh, is this even going to work? My tendency in the past was to drop the ball at 99% completion. I'm being very vulnerable here with sharing that with you, but I have been dropping the ball at 99% completion, almost as if subconsciously I didn't want to achieve the prize, receive the accolades, be in the spotlights, enjoy the celebration. And I think that right now, at the age of 40, it's such a nice, great thing to begin a new.
51.
Um, right now, I feel like it's just such a great experience of being willing to complete something all the way
Mhm.
to the end.
And I'm the same way, only at 51 instead of 40. And so, I'm the same way. And I'm noticing that about myself as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think it's a good realization to have. I don't think it's perfectionism. I think it's a whole syndrome. This is a syndrome that is not perfectionism. This is a syndrome that is um, the it's the inability to complete something for the sake of success. I think this is the fear of success that I'm dealing with right now, and I'm very proud of myself
Mm.
for being willing to achieve success. Now, I think that success comes at a price. The most successful people receive a lot of slack, receive a lot of criticism. And I always knew that if I would bring something to completion, I will receive a lot of criticism. I remember once I did a huge graffiti project. I had to rent a crane to, to achieve the height of these mega graffiti installations, paintings that I did. I had to hire a team to help me. It was a big project and it was illegal. So I was taking the risk of being caught by the police. It was a whole thing. And I remember finishing that project. I bought enemies. Let me explain. Becoming a more prominent graffiti artist, I acquired people who would criticize me. This was a given the success of that project. I brought that project to completion. What I did in the following days was to hide from the world. I literally went into bed and I did not leave my bed for days. I was because I received one or two negative critiques and I just shut down. And I think that that visceral experience, that trauma, was like, you know what? I'm not going to deliver fully. I'd rather work for other people and do for other people. I'm not going to be in the spotlight. I don't want to be in the limelight. I don't want to own the stage. And today I'm seeing that it's not a life worth living for me to keep bringing things to 99%, writing another book and another book and another book and never publishing them. And just like, helping other people write their books and feeling like I'm missing my life and really underutilizing my potential. So right now, there is this new opportunity for me. I'm deciding to do a relatively low risk experiment, and I want to drive that experiment home. I want to complete it. I want to enjoy the fruits of its success, and I want this to spur a 2.0 chapter in my life. I'm very blessed to be 40 years old. It's a new decade for me. I know some friends that did not make it to this age, some people that I lost in the war, in the army, to sickness. And right now, I am determined to make this decade one in which I choose myself. And I hope to inspire you to do the same.
You actually do. You do inspire me to do the same. In fact, I'm going to be a little bold here and I'm going to put something in the chat. Now, these are my um, first two zombie books, okay? They're in PDF format.
Yay, well done.
And these are, I haven't dropped the edits in yet. Okay, so these are the unedited.
Where is it? I cannot see it in the chat yet.
I'm pulling them up here. Right there and right there should be dropping in the chat now. There we go. Well, it's still thinking, but it's in the process thereof.
Well done.
So the Jade Rose is book one, and it says final edits. That's just waiting for me to drop those final edits in. Um, so
Excited.
so what you're going to see there, it's not fully edited yet because I haven't put them in yet. But I'm
Ah,
hoping to have that done by
ah,
the end of next week.
ah, ah,
Would
ah.
you like to see my covers for them?
Yeah, of course. This is so exciting.
Okay, so let's see here. I'm gonna share. Sharing is not turned on.
Exciting! This is so exciting! Oh my God. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. So let's see here. Covers. Let me search covers on my computer here. Oh, nope, that's the wrong covers. Desktop
So happy
cover.
for you.
No, that's not it. I might have still just have these others on my. Okay, well, I know where at least one is, so I'm going to share my screen for that one if it'll let me. Okay, here we
Hi.
go. Screen. Okay. So, can you see my screen here?
See, I'm still in the
Okay.
PDF.
This
Second.
one is for the first book.
Okay, now I see. Okay, great. This is pretty impressive.
This
Look,
is a very personal cover because the hunting knife that you see and the revolver,
yeah.
those were my daddy's.
Oh, wow. This
So
is
what I did, this is what I call a dead man's view. Whoops.
this is
This is what I call
surprising.
a dead man's view, like you're laying on the ground looking at it.
This is surprisingly well done.
Thank you. And then the next one, you'll see I've been working on all kinds of things.
You've been busy.
Let's see here. I don't know. Oh, I know how to find it. Ladybug. Okay, here we go. Looking for this, well, no, that's not exactly it. Okay, this will give you an idea. It's not the exact one, but this is essentially what it looks like, only elongated cover to cover, edge to edge. And this is part two, the Ladybug, Black Ops, and Zombie Pops.
Okay. Okay. The
So
first,
picture this going edge to edge,
yeah.
and the text is a little bit different colored over here.
And this is for a spread, for a cover, for
For part two, for the cover for part two.
okay. Great.
Again, it doesn't look it's that same picture, but just changed up a bit to look better.
Yeah. Okay. This is great. I'm so excited for you.
And again, that's my photography there. So, but
Great.
I try to
Oh,
keep my book covers personal, and I use my actual photographic
yeah.
work
Yeah. I think that
in
that's
it.
the first cover was, can I give you feedback or not?
Sure, go ahead.
I need you to ask me to give you the feedback.
Okay, please give me the feedback.
So the first cover was 10 times better than the second.
Yeah.
Looked the font was better, the drop shadow under the font, I was like, ooh, great. Um, the yeah, everything was great. The second one looked at more amateurish, so just bring that to the same level so it feels like a series, okay?
Right.
Um, when it comes to your name, there's already a Bernadette O'Leary um, professor, whatever, something. We want to have a name that is preferably short, preferably not three names, not one family name and then another, preferably one. And preferably that there is no one like that on the web. If you need to do some sort of an amalgamation, do that. But we want your name to be recognized. You know, this is going to be your brand. So just search Bernadette Malcolm, Bernadette O'Leary, Bernadette. Just search it. It can be a mini pen name. Um,
I'll tell you why I picked that name.
okay.
My birth name is actually Anissa,
Uh,
Anissa Cyprit. I picked that name because there are so many of them, and it makes it harder for my ex-husband to find us.
well, but listen, you're building a career as
Yeah.
author. Choose another name. Don't put your picture on the cover or on the author page on Amazon, but I don't care. But you need to have a name that is preferably not too long and that it has not been taken yet, and that would be your public persona name. Okay?
Okay.
And
That's gonna be hard. I'll give that a lot of thought.
okay.
Honestly, the hardest part I think is figuring out how to replace it on the book covers that I've already made. I think that'll be the hardest part, really.
Listen, if I'm making you hold, like if I'm holding you back, then don't publish that, and then maybe in the future if you want to change. I just wanted to share that with you.
Yeah.
Whatever, I don't want to stop you from publication. So move in the speed of light towards publication. You need to have that experience of having the books out there. You deserve that.
Thank you. Thank you. But yeah, these again, what you're gonna see there, it's the unedited version, but hopefully the edited versions will be done by the end of next week.
I am so excited for you.
I'm
Legit.
scared. See, I have that same problem that you have. I get to the finish line and I just kind of crap out.
Overcoming it. How many thousands of words are in each book?
I don't know. I know that the Jade Rose is 197 manuscript pages. Part two, I think, is just under 200.
Right.
pages, or no, I'm sorry, just under 300 manuscript pages.
It sounds like a good conversion to a small book, like to a not an A4
Yeah,
but an A5 book. Sounds awesome. I'm excited for you. I'm excited for you.
thank you. My main thing, I can't help but I'm trying to figure out how to get copies, because like I don't know if you've heard of the Cowboys from Hell rattles or Cowboys from Hell snake handlers. Okay. Well, they hold like
Tell,
multiple world
tell me,
records.
tell me, and with that we'll conclude. So that's what? That's a
Okay.
group?
Yeah, they basically do shows with snakes and
Okay.
rattlesnakes at events. Well, they're really well known. But they want to be in one of my books. I interviewed them once for my journalism a number of years ago, and we've gotten to be great friends. And they knew I was writing, and they want to be in them. They want to be villains, and
Mhm.
so I'm hoping to send them a copy, a signed copy, and I'm just trying to figure out how to get the signed copies and stuff. So, the copies that I can then sign. But I know I'm getting ahead of myself too. So,
Yes and no. So it's let me answer that and then we'll conclude.
okay.
People are surprised of how easy it is to get a signed copy of your book. So I think this is my first book that I published back in, I don't know, a decade ago or so. And I didn't know anything about cover design. This is a template of Amazon. It's a KDP Kindle Direct Publishing template. So I used their template. I put a picture, I put my name, and it was actually their template. And then they had a template for the interior. They had a template, a Word document template for the interior. I took their template, I pasted all of my text, copy paste. I had to learn how to play with headings, I don't know, a little bit. And then I saved the Word document as a PDF. I uploaded the PDF. The cover was made online on their website. So I saved it as a PDF cover. I uploaded it. And within a couple of weeks, I had a physical print copy that was not too expensive. It was about $10 or $13 to produce. Um, Shipped all the way to Jerusalem. So it was just, I remember opening it up and just looking at it and smelling it and saying, like, this is my book. And since then, I've done it again and again, but I never grow old of getting excited about book. So once you have that, you can order 10 copies and you can sign them and you can give them. And it costs money, but it does not cost what it used to cost 20 years ago. 20 years ago, you had to do an entire print run, a first edition of 1,000 copies minimum, and it would cost tens of thousands of dollars. And the price dropped from tens of thousands of dollars investment to less than $20 is one of the most staggering miracles of our era. And people still don't understand that it's as easy as ordering a photo album of your favorite photos on Walmart. It's as easy as it is to print pictures. And I think that we should all take advantage of this miracle, including Bernard.
Okay. I took notes.
I'm here to help you. Okay, I'm here to help you. Let's get those books in your hand. You will feel like a changed person.
Thank you. Thank you.
Any last remark as I wrap up?
No. Oh, do you know of any easy to use programs that will teach you how to do video editing?
Why do you need to do video editing?
Well, my friend who was supposed to do my video for my Kickstarter, she's been kind of um, out of pocket recently. So I was just going to see what I might be able to do if I can find an easy to use one.
Why do you need to edit the video? Why can't it be just like me talking 1 minute without any inserts?
I guess it could be.
I think that oftentimes our tendency is to make things complicated. I have been paying coaches thousands of dollars over the years to help me uncomplicate things. Just a few days ago, I was complaining to a coach that I want to do this, but this and this and this. And what I really love about this coach is that they said, okay, what else? Usually people just try to solve the problems for you. But this coach said, okay, what else? And I was like, and also this. And
Yeah.
coach was, okay, good. What else? I guess also this. So I had five issues. And then the coach, instead of giving me the answers, which is the first mistake that coaches do, the coach asked me, all right, so let's look at the problem number one. What can you do? And I was like, I guess I can Google it. Good. I guess I can, ChatGPT it. Good. I guess I also have a friend who actually has experience. I can ask them. Okay, good. By when are you going to do it? Okay. And then I promise the time that I'm going to do it. And then the second issue. Well, the second issue is that I feel really embarrassed of what this person might think about me. Okay. So by when are you going to talk to this person? Okay. So this is the way to like uncomplicate things. And once we are able to untangle everything, all of a sudden there is clarity. And thanks to this one coach, I was able to have a really difficult conversation, 1 hour long conversation with someone who really, my fear of being rejected by them stopped me from moving forward in a direction that I knew was the direction that I needed to go in my career. So that was an important, painful conversation to have. And I had it. Another thing that I did was to do a lot of research. There were things that were very scary for me, legal, financial, copyrights, things that were like, oh, do this. And I just, after complaining to the coach and after the coach untangled it for me and gave me these tasks, I began to see that this is not as complicated as I thought. People have done this before. There are manuals as to how to solve these complete difficult conundrums. And now I have some answers and I feel so relieved and so excited about being able to move forward to the next step. So we tend to make things complicated. Think of doing in business and in entrepreneurial business, in specifically in high tech, they have this concept of the minimum viable product. I want to see that I'm getting the name right because I think it might be really helpful for you.
Okay.
Minimum or low, yeah, most no. I think um v- minimum viable product. Yeah, it is MVP. Yeah, yeah. It's called MVP, the minimum viable product. I'll give you an example. When I wanted to do my first Kickstarter campaign, my first crowdfunding campaign, I was really terrified. And I felt that I needed to do one campaign, try and collect $5, and just see how it works. I didn't do a video. I didn't really do an image. I barely wrote the text, and it looked like not good. And people that saw it were like, seriously? And I was like, yeah, I just need to test the waters. And then I'm moving on to the next one, and the next one is still not going to be as good as I want, but I'm really trying to break through this cycle of perfectionism. And I really want to encourage you to just do the minimum viable product. Many people in Silicon Valley, they want to try a an app that will have this feature and that feature and this feature and that feature, like a really good app that would take $100,000 to develop. And in Silicon Valley, the smart investors and the coaches there say, wait, 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 wait. We don't have 100. We have $100. We don't have 100,000 bucks. We have $100. What's the minimum viable product? And the developer says, no, but I want this app to do this and this and this and this. And they say, no, 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 no. You're not going to do this. 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 You're going to just do this one function that you want to do. What's the minimum viable product? Let's do the minimum investment, put something really bad out to the marketplace, and then see the reaction, gauge people's reactions, see, and then in the future we can then release a 2.0 with another function, and then, but we need to get some to see how viable, how lucrative. We don't want to pour money down the drainage for something that people don't want. And that's the same with crowdfunding. That's this. You do one crowdfunding campaign, you see that it works, and then you move forward from there.
Okay. Baby steps.
I don't even need your video. I just need a link that where I can pay and contribute $5 and feel better about myself. And if I had 50, then $50, you know? And or people that have 500, they just need a link. They just
Okay.
need a link. Just give them,
Okay.
don't worry so much. Don't worry so
But
much.
that's what I do best.
Well, I love that humor, but really seriously, it's very important. It's very important. Just do your first Kickstarter campaign and you know, I'm in a different place than you as far as my career as an author. In the beginning, I was willing to take templates off of Amazon and do covers that I don't think are very good.
I like it.
You know, the text is barely visible at the back. It's not good.
Oh,
It's not good. But I was willing to just do the minimum viable project. Um, Many of my friends that wanted to be authors, just like me, waited to have like the perfect editing and the perfect cover and working with a perfect agent. And I did not wait. I was willing to put bad copy with actual typos in a language that I did not speak fluently, with covers that were designed by templates in which the text was barely written, barely visible. And I was willing to put something that sucks. I remember my cousin bought a copy of my first book on Amazon and he held it and he sent me a picture and I was like, oh no, why did you buy it? I don't. I felt so embarrassed. But it was good that he bought it. It showed Amazon that some people are buying, and Amazon began showing the book, and lo and behold, some strangers bought it. And I got some feedback, and they said the book was really good. And I was like, really? Seriously? And then they said, there were a few typos, and there are a few things that you should not say in English that were very clumsy. And then they gave me feedback, and then I moved forward. And from one iteration to another iteration, I got better. Some of my friends that are still waiting for the perfect editing, perfect cover, perfect agents are still waiting 15 years later. I really want to impress upon you that it's okay to make public mistakes. It's okay to fail in public. We fear that we will be shunned, that the culture will cancel us, that we will be pushed out of the tribe and will not be able to survive on our own in the wilderness. This is our primal fear. This is we're animals. We don't want to make these mistakes, but we have to go beyond our primate brain
yeah.
into our soul and what our soul wants. And our soul, your soul, wants to express. It wants to grow and you want to write and you want to emote, you want to share with people, you want to evolve. And that requires putting the fear at the back seat and lovingly hugging it and saying, no, you're not leading right now. I am leading. I'm making the calculations and I'm willing to be embarrassed publicly. I'm willing to make these mistakes. Whichever business I started, I had to be willing to be humiliatedly, uh, be publicly embarrassed, even in speaking English. Until the age of 15, I did not speak one word in English. I knew some words, but I had terrible experiences in which the teachers, a specific teacher that I had mocked me in front of the entire class. We had to say it was the first day at the ninth grade. We had to say, my name is John, and I was born in Jerusalem. My name is Myra, and I was born in Tel Aviv. My turn came, and I said, um, my name is Jonathan, and I was burned in and people began laughing because I said burned. And the teacher, it was really important for her to be liked socially. And I thought she enjoyed like making jokes. She was like, "You were burned? You were burned in fire? That you were burned, not burned, born." And I think she was trying to be cute. But for me, it was a visceral experience. I can still feel the shame. It's choking my throat right now. I can still feel how I just felt that, I'm not going to speak anymore. And my stomach would churn and I would try and avoid these lessons. So by age 15, a year later, I was not speaking at all. And my girlfriend at the time was great at English and she was mocking me and laughing at me so hard whenever I would just try and say one word. I remember the word word, WORD. I pronounced as world. And my friend was having the funniest, oh my God. These experiences really burned. They really made me not speak. Today, I make a living speaking a language that I feared to speak most of my childhood. And this experience of opening my mouth every day, sometimes I lack the words. In Hebrew, I'm like really proficient. I have Shakespearean level Hebrew, biblical knowledge, like amazing. In English, I sometimes feel like a fool, but I open my mouth and I address people publicly. And I want this to be impressed upon you that if I can do it, if I can look like a fool in front of dozens or hundreds of people, you can and should look like a fool because the only way that I learned English was through practice. It's not through Duolingo or through the dictionary. It's through making mistakes. That's the only way to learn. And the only way to learn how to be a better author or better at anything is through making public mistakes and learning from the mistakes. I danced last night. I go to this line dancing party and I see a lot of people standing on the sides unwilling to try. You cannot learn to dance from mere spectating. You cannot do that. You have to jump in the water. You have to begin making mistakes and bumping into people and, tripping. You have to. I tripped when I dance. Sometimes I fall. Sometimes I bump into people and sometimes I'm like really embarrassing myself, but that's the only way to learn. And I'm just excited about your career and about what you're able to do as long as you're willing to make mistakes. Please make mistakes, please.
My biggest concern about showing you my books, and I put the part one to my fantasy series in there too, but my biggest concern is because the edits are not in them yet. And I just hate showing people unedited things, which is funny because on simile.co I have them in segments, and those are my unedited versions. So why am I afraid to show my unedited versions when they're already published online in that format?
Here you are. You're going through the fear. You're going
Yeah,
through. I'm so proud of you, Bernadette.
thank you.
I hope that
All
you're proud
right.
of yourself as well.
I'm learning how to be.
I'm seeing
It's a process.
I'm seeing covers. I'm seeing PDFs. I feel like in weeks I will be seeing you holding a book. In weeks.
There's one more I'm going to share with you real quick. It's not a PDF. It's let's see here. Um okay, finding it. Okay, not finding it, so I won't keep you trying to look for it. I'll send it to you some other time.
Please. I'm very proud of you. And the same way that you're proud of your son, the same way that you are proud of possibly your daughter, the same way that you're proud of people, um, I want you to be proud of yourself. It's time. It's time for you to show yourself the same love and kindness and patience that you're showing others. It's time for you to be kind and loving to yourself. And I'm excited about you practicing this. And the only way is through, taking the time. My daughter does not know that she is appreciated unless I take the time, unless I, touch her and, hug her and I whisper kind words and I open my eyes and look at her like astonished with her 9-year-old accomplishments. And the same way that I'm giving her these signs of love, I need to do the same. So I do mirror exercising. I speak to myself in the mirror. I write in my journal. I record kind words to myself constantly because I am doing the best I can. And someone needs to applaud me. And, if I cannot call my parents or friends, or if some people, probably no one is ever going to give you the same, exactly what it is that you need. I don't think and you are the one to give yourself that. You are the one to give
Yeah.
yourself. And that is something that I'm practicing, and I want to encourage you to do the same.
Yeah, I have zero self-confidence, but it's funny because I know you're going to love these books.
I'm excited
I am my biggest fan. I
I'm
am my
so
target
excited for
audience.
you. You know how much
So,
market, you know how much market there is for zombie novels?
mhm.
The market is crazy.
Well, one of my other author friends, she told me, she said, be your target audience. And 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 so I realized, oh my gosh, that's really what I need to do. So then I started writing like that because I really am my target audience. So that was really neat that she told me that.
That's the best advice you can be given. I'm so happy that it was given to you and that you went ahead and wrote so much. You have a lot of money in your future from the things that you love. Just don't stop, okay, Bernadette? Promise me. Promise me. I need your word.
I'm too stubborn to stop.
All right. This was so useful for me. I thought that we would talk for 20 minutes and we spoke for over an hour.
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. And I'm also not sorry. This has been
I
so
have no life. I'm good. So,
You have a lot, have a lot of life, and I appreciate you so much for holding my hand and supporting me in this process. And I want to be there for you as well. You take care. Have a wonderful weekend, okay?
you as well, and thank you. You're a blessing. Remember that.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Have a
Bye.
good weekend. And thank you guys for watching the recording.